Yeah, so before I get into this is not going to be a spec review. It's not going to talk about megapixels or anything really that has to do with the internals of the camera. And I also won't compare and contrast cameras. If you want to see something like that, I'm sure there's a lot of other videos on YouTube about that. So let's start. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is my experience with the camera. So I've had this camera now for about 8 months or so, and I've gotten to shoot in a lot of different environments for the most part. Anything from a concert to landscape photography, street photography, like I said, concerts, all the above. I've taken this thing with me everywhere since I've gotten it, and we're going to talk about that now. So the first time I actually got to shoot this camera was actually at a Taiko concert. That was actually a really cool experience, trying to figure out the camera for the first time actually at a show. So being able to test it while learning was actually a really cool experience. The pictures came out pretty good. I'm going to throw a couple of them on screen right now. And as you can tell, for the first time shooting this thing, they came out pretty good. I did a lot of automatic shooting. I tried to figure it out as I was going along, but that's what I came up with, and you know, I'm like I said, I'm pretty happy with the results. The one thing I will say though is that if you are somebody that likes to hang out, you like to go into the back, you like to be from a distance, let's just say that, this camera is kind of lacking in that field, just because it is a 23mm, aka a 35mm lens on it, and it is fixed, so it can't come off. You could get attachments for it like the TCL or the WCL. The TCL will make it, I think, a 50mm, and the WCL will make it into a wide angle. Now, even then, you're still quite a distance away, and it may not be great for that type of photography, but even still, if you could bring it in to the concert, you might as well just take it with you and see what you could capture. On screen right now, I'm going to throw a couple of images from other concerts that I've been to, like Death Grips, like Korn, like Deadmau5 as well. Oh, another thing I also want to touch on is this is not waterproof. So if you're in the crowd with a lot of sweaty bodies, just be aware that it is not waterproof. So you want to make sure that you don't get any beer, thrown on it. You don't want to get any water on it. Just take care of it still. So just keep that in mind when you go to a concert. But besides that, I think it's a great camera to take with you to concerts. If you're a concert photographer, it may be actually a good second shooter. Just take it with you. You have your main body, where you have a tele zoom lens or whatever else you may throw on it, and then just have this as a backup. Once again, I think it's a great camera, and yeah, so that's pretty much it about concert photography. Let's talk about the next thing. Okay, so photo shoots. I've shot in a lot of photo shoots within these past couple of weeks, and I will say that I am enjoying it for photo shoots as well. It is so lightweight, it is so compact. The one thing I will say is you get looks from the models, you kind of get looks from the people that you're shooting for, or if you're not shooting for anybody and shooting it for personal projects, I guess it doesn't really matter. But a lot of times people expect you to have this giant camera because the quality that you get out of it, it's great. Let's just say that. I'm going to throw a couple of images of a couple of the photo shoots that I've done, both personal and I wouldn't call them work because they were just for friends, but I guess you could call them work. And as you can tell, it does a really great job. I really enjoy it. The one thing you got to keep in mind is, like I said, 23mm lens on it, aka 35 with the APS-C size sensor on it. So you do have to zoom with your feet unless you have the TCL. Which brings it up to a 50, which is great for portraits. I don't have the TCL or the WCL, so I can't comment on the image quality or whatever, but I've looked at them and they look great. I want to shoot with them soon, but currently I don't own them. Fuji, if you're watching, hook me up, let me know. But overall, I think it's a great camera to have with you for photo shoots. I really enjoy it, and I hope the images speak for themselves. So let's talk about the next thing. Alright, so street photography. this camera was made for street photography. This is where this camera really shines, and this is where I love having the camera. So back about 8 months ago when I got the camera, I just wanted something small, compact, that I could take with me everywhere and shoot whatever I want. Something that wasn't too big, not really too small either, but I just wanted something with the right heft to it, the right everything. And this really took care of all those check marks that I had. I wasn't quite sure about it just because the fixed lens on it, but I quickly fell in love with it. I really like the way that it shoots. I like the sound of it. I just enjoy everything about this lens and camera itself. I can't talk any more good about this camera. There's not much that I dislike about it. So right now I'm going to throw a couple of images on the screen so you can see some of my street photography. Some of them I use the flash on it. Now that's something that's totally preference, and if you really like those aesthetic pictures, well, you got a flash for that on this camera. Okay, so the last thing I want to touch on is friends and family. So this is a great camera for that. If you're going out, you're hanging out with friends, yeah, you're going to Thanksgiving, you're going to Christmas, you're doing whatever, this is a great camera to have. It is so small, it's so lightweight, there's no reason not to take it if you own one, or if you're thinking about getting one. It's perfect. It's perfect for that. You could throw it in your purse, you could throw it in your hoodie pocket, and it fits just fine, as you can see. Once again, I take it with me everywhere. I really enjoy having it with me. I enjoy taking pictures of my friends, of my family, just to remember those moments, you know, pretty much forever. Not only is it great for professionals, if you're a professional and you're using this, but it's also great just for everybody. I cannot talk any more good about this camera, and I hope if you're looking at one or you're thinking about getting one, you know, just think about these last few things that I've talked about. If I had to rate it, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Reason being is that it is not waterproof, and if it was, I would give it a solid 10 out of 10. But besides that, that's pretty much it. I'm going to throw a couple more images on the screen for you guys so you guys could check out what this camera is capable of, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this X100f video review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll talk to you soon. See you.